This week my friend Gosha came to visit me for the first time in Dubai. And actually it was the first time we ever met in person, because we met online through YouTube. I'll talk about it a bit later. But first of all, a few words of introduction. Who is Gosha? Gosha is of course a friend of mine, but also an agency owner, his creative agency, The 37, and a YouTuber. But the stuff he does, it's an insult to call this just a YouTuber, because every video he does is just pure cinema. If you haven't seen his channel, I highly recommend to check it out. If you're into that kind of stuff, he does videos on brands and their strategies and their marketing and their aesthetics. The amount of resources and thought that goes into each video is just unmatched, even on much bigger channels. Yeah, Gosha is a huge inspiration for me in terms of this whole YouTube stuff. And in that story of our friendship, there are two takeaways I wanted to share with you guys. So the first is, we met through YouTube. When Gosha started making videos, one of them popped up into my feed. I checked it out, I liked it, I messaged him on Instagram, we connected that way. And the only way we were able to do it, because Gosha made the conscious decision to share his work online, and I made the conscious decision to share my work online. And I cannot stress enough how important it is, because it doesn't matter how good your work is if no one knows it exists. No one can ask you for advice, no one can buy your services, whatever. Even if you're the greatest one, but no one knows, what's the point? And because Gosha made a conscious decision to start making videos about his work, and I made a conscious decision to start making videos about my work, I was able to find him, I was able to message him, and he was able to understand what I do. So we were able to connect. From showing your work, you get so many benefits. I cannot stress this enough. Like, of course, you get purely business benefits, but you also get benefits like this. I was able to meet a good friend, like-minded person, only because I chose to share my work and he chose to share his work. The second thing is, when we met, I had an idea that it would be cool to make some sort of YouTube mastermind and meet on like a bi-weekly basis, a monthly basis, and to share some thoughts, give each other advice, see what's working, what's not, and help each other improve and be better at this whole YouTube and social media stuff. Gosha liked that idea. We also brought in a third friend of mine, Oleg, who is also doing YouTube now, and it turned out great. That's how we were able to build that friendship. We started to meet on like every 2 weeks or every 4 weeks and share and help each other. And I'm a huge advocate for building yourself inside of a community. It can be like a specific community, it can be trying to surround yourself with like-minded people. So for example, for building my agency, I was in a couple of business communities. I tried to buy mentorships. I tried to find people who are in the same niche. Then for my own apps, I tried to surround myself with people who are doing apps. Now I have a lot of friends in this space. I was able to gain a lot of knowledge and advice from them. In this YouTube game, we were able to create this mastermind and also teach each other and learn from each other. And this is by far, in my opinion, fastest and the most efficient way to learn something and to improve yourself, by learning from other people and trying to put yourself into a community of like-minded people who are doing similar stuff and share your values. Two more thoughts from this book, Anything You Want, from Derek Sivers, I told you previously about. These are two thoughts in two different chapters here, but they're kind of about the same thing. So the first is, every interaction is your moment to shine. And the second is, lose every fight. Let me give you a bit of context. Every interaction is your moment to shine is about not every customer who is upset with your product would take the time to actually write you. Most of them would just unsubscribe, delete your app, or stop using your service, whatsoever. And that small percentage, let's say 1 of 100, decides to spend his time to write you. You, as a provider, the service should appreciate it and take this interaction as a moment to shine and to try to make this client happy again to use your service, solve his problem. The second part, lose every fight. The context is you don't have a fight with your customer. A customer who writes to your support or calls to your support, he may not fully understand it when he's writing a company, especially if it's a larger B2C product where you don't have like interactions with every customer. So the customer, of course, may not fully understand that he's writing to another human being. He may be rude, impolite, not because he's evil, because he's upset and he's not sure if someone will respond to his email. And it's easy for you to feel defensive, try to win this fight, but you really don't have a fight with your customer. So the best strategy for you is to lose every fight of this customer fights. Try to make the customers happy. And both of those I implemented, I think, pretty well in my previous B2C business, which was the VPN app, which I sold. But when I was the owner of that company, customer service was top notch. I am really proud of it. I had the same thoughts about every interaction. And there was a prolonged period of time in the beginning when I was handling all the support myself to understand what the customers want, how can we improve the products, how can we make the product better. And I spent a lot of time chatting in customer support chat. And there were 2 or 3 instances in the period that I owned that company when we had technical difficulties where the service was not available for not a few seconds, but a few hours, which is pretty significant for a product like a VPN, which most of the people use on a daily basis. So in these 2 or 3 situations, we had hundreds of people instantly messaging us in the customer support. In all these situations, I dedicated 100% of my time and effort to resolve the issues in customer support, chat with the clients to help them to understand that we value them. And these situations, they can make or break the business, because we could lose 10% or 15% of users a day in this kind of situation if we didn't handle it properly. But when you make the customer understand that, show them you care, they won't leave you, they will be even more loyal. And we actually managed to turn this crisis situation into a positive one, because we solved the problem so well and we helped them in customer support so well. In this crisis situation, we received tons of positive recommendations. We received new users, we received a lot of 5-star reviews on App Store. Yeah, that's because we tried to lose every fight and took every interaction as a moment to shine. So these are very valuable sources, especially if you're doing some kind of consumer products.